Let me bang.
I
man.
do let you bang. Hey,
Let me bang the cage, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, nerds and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No for KGZ, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Who the fuck is that guy? Who the fuck is that?
What's up, people? We got a brand new MMA Roasted podcast. I'm here with Bill Dawes, who he's living in Texas. So I guess when in Texas, you got a cowboy hat.
You know, it's weird to wear a cowboy hat when you can't really grow facial hair. I gotta be honest. It's a conflict of interest.
But you look good. Bill is a brown belt, okay, in jiu-jitsu. He's a badass. Have you rolled out in Texas yet or no?
I have. I shouldn't name names, but I did roll one dojo here, and the teacher, I was like beating him. So I was like, I can't roll here. He wasn't the main professor, but if he was, he was like the surrogate teacher, and I was like beating him. I was like, what the fuck? I don't want to roll here.
He's a black belt?
No, I don't think. I think it was the brown belt, but still, I was like, if the brown belt's teaching, he's got to be a fucking beast.
Dude, that happened kind of at this high school where they had a new wrestling coach that came in, and the senior came in and just beat the living shit out of him the first day. I'm like, why did you wrestle this kid? Like, because I knew the guy. He hadn't wrestled like 20 years. I mean, and then the kid transferred schools, like to be like right away the next day. He's like, what am I going to learn from this guy? But
That's hilarious.
At the same time, I mean, look, there's that philosophy, and then there's like, I guarantee Michael Jordan would score on on like Phil Jackson. Phil Jackson probably put it the same. Well, Phil Jackson was a pretty damn good basketball player, so bad. But like Jeff Van Gundy was a good coach, but he wasn't a great player. So
yeah,
there's that. So there's that. I don't know if you heard a couple. By the way, what were your thoughts on the McGregor fight, Bill? Great, this is awesome.
Can you see me, by the way?
I can't see you, and I can barely hear you.
Because,
no, I can't see you, and I can't hear you. What's going on?
Got it. Here you go. I'm just – long story. Anyway, the McGregor fight?
Yes.
I mean, come on, what's not to say about it? It was my favorite. First of all, if you could have written a script for a guy to go out like a bigger bitch, you couldn't have written one worse than what happened. Connor went out like the biggest bitch on the fucking planet, and I used to like him. Now I think he's a punk.
Well, it came out today. He's saying that he knew he was injured going in. He told Dana White that he was injured, and he's saying that I had stress fractures in my leg going into that cage. He says he goes, I was injured going to the cage. People were asking me, was the leg broke? At what point did the leg break? Asked Dana White, asked the UFC, asked Mr. Davidson, the head doctor of the UFC. I had stress fractures in my leg going into that cage. It was debated about pulling the thing out because I was sparring with no shin pads, and I kicked the knee a few times. So I had multiple fractures in the shin bone above the ankle. All right. A couple of things problematic with that. Number one, if he won, would he be saying that? Would he be saying
not.
No. He would not have said, look, I won, but I also had stress. I mean, sometimes you do have guys that say, oh, look, I broke my hand a week ago, or I broke my nose, I couldn't spar, but I still won. McGregor's not the kind of guy to do that. And he would have done that, especially with like that kind of injury. You would. One thing if you break your nose, like, well, I couldn't spar, but I had stress fractures. Okay, number one. Number two, okay, so why are you kicking the guy as hard as you can in the leg if you know you have stress fractures? Because he kicked him like 20 times as hard as he could. So what kind of strategy is that? That's a terrible strategy if you already have stress. Maybe you should avoid kicking someone in the leg or something else.
And he had a stress fracture on the left leg too?
That's what he's saying, right? So So that's number two. And number three, you didn't say anything leading to the fight. So you said you were going to put him in a coffin. You were going to bet you're going to put him you were going to kill him. You do all these things. So now why should I believe you the next pay-per-view that you have when you say you're going to murder the guy? How do I not know you don't have a broken foot, a broken arm, broken leg? So there's no winning here, Connor. Like, and also you're making Dana look bad. You're making the UFC look bad. And it's just, what do you do? Now you're throwing everyone else under the bus. Just take into account, because his coach said he was looking great. Look, I personally think before he like pulled guard for the guillotine, he was looking great. In the beginning, he was actually looking pretty good. He was actually looking really good.
Why would you try to pull off one of the hardest submissions to get in MMA? The only way you get a guillotine in MMA is if you are a guillotine specialist. That shit is hard in a gi.
I mean, yes and no. Look, I mean, Chael Sonnen hit Shogun with it. I mean, Shogun probably is better on the ground than Chael Sonnen is. I mean, he's a strong guy. McGregor's a really strong guy. And if he would have hit it, if the guy would have tapped to it, obviously then, I mean, didn't Khabib also have him? Oh, no, he had Khabib in it, right? Look, it didn't work. It didn't work. But if it would have worked, we would have been like, wow, holy shit, Connor's got a new trick up his sleeve.
Yeah,
so I don't necessarily fault him for that. But just look, it wasn't your night. It wasn't your night. Shit went wrong. And I was giving him more credit for fighting with a broken leg before he started saying all this shit. Before he started saying, I'm going to murder your wife and your kid and you. He didn't say kid. I'm going to murder you and your wife in your sleep, which is like, I guess you can't do it when the guy's awake.
Wait, he said he was going to murder his wife too?
Yeah, he's going to murder him and his wife in their sleep. Before he said that, before he's blaming an injury, I was like, man, this guy's pretty fucking tough, fighting half a round on one leg. You know, like that was actually, you know, now it's making me, you're tweeting, you're deleting. It's almost like, and then Kavanaugh, his coach, said he fought beautifully and that he was boxing his head off. And I'm like, so now people are saying, well, he's surrounded by yes men. That like the problem is that he has yes men. And I don't know. I mean, look, Mike Brown is saying, look, McGregor's done a lot of great things. He's a great athlete. We have the better guy. We have the more skilled guy. It does seem that way right now. At the same time, I would have liked to have seen a second round, a third round. I mean,
of course.
I mean, people are saying that, look, they're using the Michael Chandler, Charles Oliveira. McGregor fans are saying, look, even if you consider the first a 10-8 round, which arguably it was, I mean, 2 out of 3 judges had it at 10-8 round.
Oh, wait, it was a 10-8 for Poirier the first round, really? 2
out of 3 judges had a 10-8, right?
Wow.
So let's say that's the case. You know, Michael Chandler had Oliveira at a 10-8 round too. And then we saw what happened. So just because you lose a 10-8 round doesn't mean you can't come back and win. It happens all the time.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, McGregor would have been better off just saying nothing. Because I don't know if he can beat Poirier, but he can make a very competitive fight, and he has that power.
Okay, so Adam, answer me this. Has anyone ever come back from an injury like this to become a champion? Like a full-on broken – what was his ankle broken or just his shin bone?
People are saying –
But has anyone ever come back from a full-on break? Like, obviously Anderson Silva didn't.
Did not.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Anderson Silva's not. I mean, he also, I don't think even fought. Well, he fought Weidman the second time he broke his leg. The first time he got knocked out. And then I don't think he even fought for the championship again, did he?
And Weidman probably, I mean, I guess Weidman's, who knows how he'll come back. I just don't think there's any coming back from this in a way where you're going to be as good.
People have come back from major injuries and won championships. You know, absolutely. They have. Yeah, I mean, the thing about McGregor is the way he fights. You know, he also, it's like O'Malley, Sean O'Malley, who messed up his ankle. You may have to adjust, but he has that power, you know? He has that one-punch knockout power. Now, he had it more at 45 than 55. Yeah. I mean, remember when he was running through everyone at 45. 55, but he also, I mean, Eddie Alvarez can take a fucking punch. And he just obliterated Eddie Alvarez. That's when I really started becoming a McGregor believer when that happened. Like, I was like, Eddie Alvarez is going to beat him. Eddie Alvarez. And then all of a sudden I was like, whoa, this dude's on a different level. But, you know, people say, look, you're like Sinbad said, you know, you're funniest when you're riding the bus. And, you know, it's McGregor has that thing where he may have to go to a whole different camp. I mean, he may have to go to like a a Greg Jackson or a guy, or, you know, one of those, a TriStar. And because this camp that he's at right now, these camps that revolve around him are obviously not working right now.
No.
You know, also the boxing match where he took a year to just focus on boxing, that didn't help. And it doesn't even look that great right now when Logan Paul went 8 rounds with Mayweather. Granted, it was like different weight classes and yada yada. But speaking of which, because we're going to talk about that for a second, we're waiting for Mayhem and Hector Lombard if they even show up.
Jake Paul, did you see his troll of Conor McGregor?
Oh yeah, he got the $100,000 thing, bling thing.
I mean, it's a pretty great troll. I don't like Jake Paul, but as far as trolls go, he's doing a decent job.
Well, these guys grew up trolling. I mean, their whole, like, they're basically professional trolls. They're just the best at it. I mean, that's really what the YouTube is. A lot of it is just guys who are just good at trolling. I mean, like when he made that video of him making fun of Bisping and McGregor, he made a video of him acting at everybody that was so well edited and the characters were really funny. I'm like, all right, this dude's obviously got skills when it comes to being like quasi funny. So him and Woodley are boxing in 2 weeks. Oh no, it was August, in like a month. He's like a foot taller than Woodley. He's about 25, 30 pounds heavier than Woodley. I do worry about Tyron Woodley in this fight. He also, they've made it a bet that whoever loses has to get, like if he beats Woodley, Woodley has to get "I love Jake Paul" tattooed on him.
That's great. I love those stakes.
And then vice versa. I mean, I know
those are real stakes right there. I like that.
I know that Tyron's not going to do that. If he loses, he's not getting "I love Jake Paul" tattooed on him. I don't think he's going to do it. I can't see.
Is that legally binding contract?
I mean, he's going to be trolled the rest of his life. I don't think he cares though. I mean, at Woodley's level, when you get to a point where you're Tyron Woodley and Ben Askren and Jake Paul, because I get some people say like, you suck, you're not funny, and fuck you, and it's like still kind of irks me a little bit.
Of course,
these guys get millions of people all day long. Like it's blocked out. Like they don't even. It can't. I mean, even Colby, it can't possibly get to them because it's so much. It's so much hate. It's so much like people just shitting. I mean, maybe it does. Maybe they're only human, but I don't know. But so I think what I'm trying to say is that if Woodley gets people all day long being like, "Where's your tattoo?" I don't think he'll give a fuck.
Yeah, you're right.
Some people are saying, well, he's black and it won't show up as much on his skin versus, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know.
Oh, that is a racist comment. Who said that? That motherfucker.
Somebody said that. But Jake already has 185 terrible tattoos, so I mean, he might not even care. Meanwhile, I did a show last night. I'm going to close this. My mother's in the room. I don't know if she wants to do it. So I did a show last night. I did a show at that cannabis show for Cannabis Capital, and it's all these like smoking hot.
I did that show with you, right? Is that the show that with Ahmed? Yeah. It's
all these smoking hot weed influencers. I mean, now it's like they look like strippers, but even like better looking, but they smoke weed. And they have like 300,000 followers. Every one of them has like, you're like, what, who am I? Where am I? And they all have like different names, like Hottie Puffs or like, Dabs and Fun, and they're all super, some of them are like sexy, some of them are cute. You're just like, what is going, and they're all making money. They're making like, $10,000 a post. Or
where their posts like, hey, try this joint and be cool like me.
Well, because marijuana, they can't advertise on television, and they can't advertise on even podcasts or something. They can't. They can on some podcasts, but weed's not legal in some states. So what's the point, right? If you get a podcast, you're just kind of wasting. So they advertise on social media and they get directly. And then people go, use my code, and they can see exactly how many people or whatever. And like some hot chick is like, hey, try my whatever, and you're like, oh, I like weed, I like pussy, So, there's a couple that came to the show, and it was like a nerdy looking guy and a girl, and I was like, man, how'd you get her? Blah blah blah, And he's like, well, I used to be a woman, and he transitioned, and I was like, oh, sorry, sir. I mean, miss, I had the pronouns wrong, and I was like, making jokes about it.
Were people laughing?
dying laughing. Like everyone knew this but me. And he was laughing. He was crying laughing. And I was like, listen, you know, what, was she really bored of you as a woman? So you're like, I know what to do. I'm like, now that you're a man, do you stay on the couch all day? Like I was just trying to like, do you role play? Like, and he was like, he went to me, and a guy named Zach, and he was like, hey man, like, thank you. That's the most I've ever laughed. Everyone's afraid to touch what I'm doing. And like the fact that you, thank you. Like, he's like, I'm like your biggest fan now. Like just fucking, so he comes back every week. So he came back yesterday, and, there was another guy who in like a wheelchair who was like paralyzed, like something was like kind of wrong with him. And I'm like, man, I can't tell if you're, you know, if you're physically challenged or if you're just really stoned. And he was dying laughing. He was like, he thought that was the funniest. Yeah. And then somebody was like, I miss this kind of comedy. Like that's how fucked up we are right now, where the audience knows they're not getting this kind of comedy anymore. Like that's a statement in itself, you know? Yeah. So I'm talking to the transgender couple, right? And I was like, I go, listen, man. I go, so what's the deal? Like, does it strap on, or does it come off? You know, like I'm asking him. He's like, no, it comes off. He told me it comes off. Like, I go, dude, if you're ever getting robbed and somebody like holds you up, just like take off your dick and just hold it up. That guy will run out. I mean, can you imagine like somebody's like, give me your money, and you're like, oh yeah, and you take out you start waving your cock around, like the guy's gonna run for the hills, right? And the dude's laughing. I go, you could be like a superhero. Like that's what we did, like a trans, where like you throw it at your dick at people's heads, you know, and the guy's on the floor laughing. He's like, and he's doing it. He's getting up and like going like this. I go, if it's curved, it could be like a boomerang. We're like, tell me you don't think that would be like we should do that sketch, like a cartoon. Where like you get like a transgender superhero who takes out his dick if he's getting robbed and then throws it at you and knocks you out. Yeah. And we haven't decided if it comes on you or not. If it like explodes on you.
Trans people will love it, but white women will lose their minds.
You think so?
They'll write so many letters.
You think? I mean, but you think so? Because it's like
white women just are looking for excuse to be offended by anything.
But it's like the hero though. But the person is the hero, right? Because he loves it.
Doesn't matter, Adam.
I'll tell you where he did get offended, right? Because like everyone was on the floor laughing at this. He did get offended when I go, so what was his name is Zach, and I go, what was your name before Zach? He goes, oh, please don't ask that.
Dead name. You can't dead name.
I didn't know that. And then he was like, he gave me a hug. I went back to his, you know, being the superhero. That's offensive. Did you know that?
Well, I do know that they call it dead name. Like, don't dead name. Obviously, like if you called Caitlyn Jenner Bruce Jenner, that's like a kind of disrespect, you know?
Wow, that's crazy.
It's almost more disrespectful than calling Caitlyn Jenner a he, calling her Bruce. Yeah,
I had no idea. I literally, and then once he said
it. He knew that too, so he wasn't really offended. He was probably
no, he was totally cool. But yeah, it was crazy. That was crazy. So Hector Lombard is joining us right now. He's driving. You're with Bill Dawes, Hector. Bill Dawes, a hilarious comedian. Hector was in a great mood last week. Everybody was asking, when's Hector coming back? Hector came back. I think you left and then started making out with some girl, and then you left. There was a girl you hugged on the way out. I don't know what was going on. There was some girl, you just, all of a sudden you were on the podcast, you kissed a girl or hugged her, and then you were gone. So it was a typical day for Hector Lombard. How are you?
What are you talking about?
Yes, on Tuesday, you were on the show, and then you walked into like a gym, you hugged some girl, you kissed, I don't know if you like gave her a hug, and then you were gone. It was like you were like a hero, and then you just left. So
no, it was bad reception. I swear to God.
Oh, bad reception? Okay. Oh yeah, okay, I got it. Okay. All right. Okay. So Hector, how are you, man? What's going on?
Listen, we need to finish the conversation that we had the other day. I told you before, and I keep telling you. Listen, you couldn't be a better player, the UFC, to get cornerback.
Yep.
Now the big thing I know that again, that fight could be, how can you call that fight? You lost that fight, couldn't go either way. Blah 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 blah. Dawson is gonna beat Oliveira.
Yep.
And they're gonna have Conor McGregor number 4.
Now, okay.
Conor McGregor, Dustin Poirier, number 4.
Now, Hector, Conor McGregor today said he was hurt going into the fight. He said he was hurt going into the fight. He told the UFC he had a bad knee. He almost pulled out. He says he told Dana. He told the doctor. Is this smart for him to say this? Because I'm like, where's he winning by saying this?
Listen, they are building infrastructure.
Right.
Once you build an infrastructure, it's all about cashing in.
Yep, that makes sense. You're making a lot of sense. You're making a lot of sense.
Think about it. You build, and then you collect.
Yeah, but there's no way Dana likes hearing that he was told that there was an injury. Dana's got to be like, come on, what are you blaming me for? Shouldn't Conor, because Conor's coach said he was fighting beautifully. He said—
Wait. Let me remind you.
Yep.
Okay? Attacking a bus full of fighters in your bunch of things.
Yep.
Beating up an old man in the bar, getting caught out with a bunch of prostitutes, getting baby mamas on the side, left and right.
Yep.
The list goes on and on.
Yep.
Only he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Right?
Oh, John Jones?
Listen. He can only be one corner. He does whatever the fuck he wants.
I mean, John Jones, they moved the whole event for him. And he tested positive for something. They're like, all right, we're not having the fight in Vegas anymore. We're going to L.A. I mean, he's a guy that you could argue that maybe he also gets some special treatment.
I know, but between those two, number 1, Conor McGregor, baby.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, but speaking of John, why doesn't he fight Ngannou? You think he's scared of Ngannou?
I don't think he's scared of Ngannou, but he just want to get paid because if he loses, at least he get paid big.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But he's got to.
If he doesn't,
yeah. But these guys already have so much. They already have these guys must have $20 million. I mean, how much money do you? I can make 100,000 last me 5 years. I mean, barely.
No, guys, 20 million. 20 million is not enough. And let's be crazy. You see all these boxers, they get paid big. I'm in the same spot. You want to get paid, and I feel like fighters should get paid more because it's not easy what we do.
It's the hardest thing in the world, especially MMA, because I say that all the time. I go, MMA, you have to learn 6 different fucking sports. You gotta learn boxing, you gotta learn wrestling, judo, jiu-jitsu.
Yeah. And not just sport. You gotta learn. You have to learn. In my count, there is 10 sports involved in MMA. 10. It sounds really good, like a 10 commandments. It sounds very official. 10 commandments, all bunch of lies. Sounds very very official. But they are 10. And then on top of that, you have to do conditioning, which is like another 3.
Yeah. But by the way, how do you do that? Because sometimes I look at your pictures and you look like you're 270. I mean, not fat, but you look big. And then you get down to 185 for your fights. You must cut 30 pounds in a week? How do you cut this weight, Hector?
It's all the sex, Adam. All the sex with those women you see him on.
Hector, this is not the guy, Bill.
Hey, who is this fucking guy?
This might not be the guy, Bill.
He just appeared like a ghost.
No, but how do you? I mean,
let me show you my best friend, bro.
Oh, is he a cop? Who is this? Is this a
no, Michael DeJojo.
Is it right along program?
No, definitely not.
Michael DeJojo, bro. That's my boy.
Who's this guy? That's awesome. Now, Hector, by the way, you've gotten so much better in bare knuckle boxing, and I tell people all the time, it's so hard to look good in bare knuckle boxing your first fight. Because it really is like a hockey fight. Bill, have you watched any bare knuckle boxing?
Yeah, it's fucking scary as shit.
It's not the same as boxing. There's so many different things. You hold the guy's back of his head, and some people you can. It's so much clinch work. That's why guys like Poli Malignaggi came in there and got wrecked by Artem Laba or lost, But Hector, it seems like you finally found yourself in the sport.
No, I like bare knuckle. You know, obviously I wasn't well in my last fight. You know, I could have shown a lot better, but you know, shit happens. And at the end of the day, I can be victorious. But I'll tell you what, I will showcase in my next fight for sure. Believe me. And we got a big fight coming up. We got a big fight coming up.
Are you gonna fight that guy that
with
you?
With a lot of money. With a lot of money, babe.
Are you gonna fight?
Eating that money.
Are you gonna fight the guy that came into the ring, Lorenzo Hunt? That guy?
Fuck this guy. Who cares? He don't bring no numbers. I probably fight him in the street or something. Can't care less about him.
Don't fight him.
Fucking clown.
Hector, don't fight him in the street. Don't fight that guy in the street. You're too good to fight in the street. By the way, you know who looked great was Thiago Alves. That was the best fight I've seen. You know, I mean,
yeah.
If you're watching it,
he looked great. He was looking very fucking crystal. I gotta tell you, that's why I wanted to fight Thiago, because to be honest, when you take a look at the roster, he's the best fighter. So not only that he's the best fighter in the bare knuckle, but his resume, you know, fighting in so many big organizations and his history. He's a legend. That's why I wanted to fight him. I want to fight legends. I don't want to fight bumps.
But
I want to fight legends.
Didn't you guys train together at ATT?
So what?
I mean, aren't you guys
Listen,
friends?
I only train. I train with Tyron Woodley. I train with Tyron Woodley, and I fucked him, right? I drop it when it, you know, and I make it like a chicken wing, right?
Yeah.
Then, you know, it was trying to get my side chick, okay, hard. He was trying to get my side chick hard, and at the time he's married, all right? He's married, and he's telling the girl, like, I don't understand why, you know, he's got a girlfriend and you're trying to be with him and you with him. You know, like, it's just freaking, like, putting the bat on me.
Yeah.
I'm like, what about you, motherfucker? You married. We fucking. And everybody in the gym saying, like, bro, you know, you have to let go. You have to let go. Liborio was saying, like, bro, you know, you have to think about his family. I'm like, this motherfucker was trying to freaking hit my side chick. And I'm okay if you try to hit it, because at the end of the day, I don't care. She's my side chick. But at least don't fucking just, you know, talk shit about me. You know? Just hit it. If you can hit it. I can care less. She's my side piece.
Wait, so you and Tyron were fighting over a side chick?
Nah, no fighting. You know, and then that's why I got mad at him. I'm like, you a piece of shit. And then he was bringing back the numbers, saying, like, you know, I don't fight my teammates. No, you motherfuckers. If I would have get you, I would have fucked you up for real.
No.
But yeah, these are the things that people need to know.
Well, now they know. Now Tyron Woodley is fighting Jake Paul next month. Who do you think wins that fight?
I tell you what, this couldn't be a better choice for me, okay? Because this is gonna happen, okay?
Yep.
Jake Paul's gonna beat him, okay? It's gonna be easy by decision, all right? And then he's gonna go to bare knuckle, baby. And I'll be waiting for you out there.
I don't think he doesn't want anything near you. It's bare knuckle boxing. I mean,
listen, there is no way else to go. And then he's so fucking dumb with his finances that he's not gonna need that money.
Now,
so,
you don't think Tyron's gonna knock him out? I mean, Tyron knocked out Robbie Lawler. He's got fucking dynamite.
Bro, forget about that, man. Please, I gotta tell you something.
Yep.
It is beautiful how history is playing out. This is all I'm gonna say. Jake Paul is gonna beat him by decision, okay? You know, he's gonna play with him, jumping, do whatever, and put this in the fucking history book, because it's gonna happen.
Okay, I'll put it there.
And then he's gonna swallow up. He's gonna go to bare knuckle, I'll be waiting for him up there, okay?
Yep.
And then after that, I will be fighting Jake Paul, baby.
I hope that look, I hope that Woodley beats him, but I hope you get to beat him too. Because I like Tyron Woodley and I like you. I'm sorry you guys had that disturbance over a side chick.
Bro, I didn't start it. He's the one who's, freaking desperate to get my side piece. Desperate to get my side piece. To the point that he would talk shit about it to get my side piece.
But
Bro,
Hector,
listen,
I
can care less if you want to hit my side piece. At the end of it, she's my side piece.
But you have I've seen you with the most beautiful women in the world. They're fit, they're hot, they love you. What do you need side chicks for? That's just fucking drama, right? I mean, come on.
Because that's the way we are. That's the way we are. We are so fucked up that's the way we are. Period.
But I mean the girl that you're with now, she's tamed you finally because she seems like she's. And weren't you with Valerie, the little Tourneau? Like, why are you? Come on, man. They're nice people. Hector, just be.
Look at him, man. Listen to that accent. He does what he wants. Come on.
I know, but I'm just saying this seems like a lot of drama, a lot of extra drama, and you don't need to do that. Come on, you're a world champion.
I don't need a drama either. I'm just living my life, and I'm very happy with my life. You know what I'm saying? I made my own moves.
Yeah,
I made my own moves, and I'm doing good. I'm doing great.
You are doing good.
Listen, 17 patterns in the book. 17 patterns in the book. And wait till when I started striking. Ooh, baby. Baby. You gotta be calling me money.
Okay, now I know you're from Cuba. Your dad kicked you out of the house when you were 10. You went to the Olympics for judo. You're a monster and all things. What's going on with Cuba right now? Bill, are you following the whole thing with Cuba?
I mean, a little bit.
All right.
I'm not gonna know what Hector knows, obviously.
Hector, what's going on with Cuba? Talk to me.
What's going on with Cuba is people are fed up. Very simple. People are fed up with the bullshit, with the lies. And listen, what happened in America when everybody was in the lockdowns and nobody could do shit? People get mad. People got mad, right?
Yeah.
So imagine in Cuba, the people getting locked up, but there is no food. There is no TV. There is no electricity. You know what? You get to the point you're like, you know what? Fuck you, man. Just kill me. Just fuck me up. I can't care less about life anymore. And that's what's happening.
Got it. It
Are
makes
you a Trump fan? Are you a Trump fan?
Oh, forget about it. You have no idea. You have no idea. Hector, you want to answer this question?
Listen, I told a lot of people. Okay? I can care less about Trump. I can care less about creepy Joe Biden, whatever it is the name is.
Yeah. But
now I care about who is best for us.
Yeah.
Who was best for us. And look, I get it. It doesn't matter what president is, doesn't matter what, who it is. They're not gonna do whatever the fuck they want, because there is owners that owns this country. There is owners that own the whole world. Okay? No president would do shit. But there is some better than others. You get me?
Yeah.
Okay? You get me?
We got you. All right. All right. Speaking of owners.
So now wait. Let me finish. Ain't done yet.
Go on.
Now, take a look at the situation today. Everything's going through the roof. Prices of the gas, the prices of the food, everything is fucked up. Okay? And nobody says shit. The news very quiet. And everything is very quiet. And nobody is saying shit.
Well, you are.
But I told everybody, you can hate all you want about this guy, Trump. You can hate all you want about this guy because the media have you like a puppet. Okay? The media telling you they ain't no good, and you see clowns listen to it and they believe in it. They believe in the lies. But me, as a smart person, I believe in my own. I believe in my own. So I understood like the guy is not that bad. And they understood that the guy is better for us as people. Okay? Take a look at the prices of the gas, bro. It's ridiculous, bro.
I mean, you also have a whole different perspective than most people also. Coming from Cuba, living on your own, you know, I think it seems like a lot of people who came from the worst areas were actually like for Trump because they were comparing it back to where they were from and other people. But, you know, look, we're all doing our best. We're all just doing our best, and that's what you got to do. Back to fighting for a second. Now, what is your thoughts about Miesha Tate fighting this week? She's fighting the Belizean Bruiser. Super, you know what I'm talking
I can care less about that fight.
All right. Bare knuckle boxing. Paige Van Zandt versus Rachel Ostovich.
Well, I know she's hard as fuck, but besides that, I never followed her fighting career. She wasn't excited. She was excited to me. The only thing that she was excited to me was her looks. But besides that, I don't really.
Right. All right. So, well, she's fighting Rachel Ostovich.
Hector Lombard, I love you, dude. You're so honest.
Dude.
You're honest, bro.
Fuck yeah, baby. Bro, we gotta say it the way it is, and fuck it.
The most honest.
That's why people hate me. People hate me because they cannot take the truth. They can't. They can't take the truth. They can't. They don't like the truth.
I don't think.
I was today. Listen to this. I was today, you know, at the Avatar with the Bellator people. There is this guy walking in with a bunch of fucking gold chains. They're all fake. I go to him. I say, like, the fuck are you doing? He goes, what are you talking about? I was like, you fucking wearing a bunch of fucking fake gold chains. What the fuck is wrong with you, man? Are you a retard or something? So much weight on your neck.
Yeah.
That shit was uncomfortable. I felt like that he was appreciating me because I'm not lying to you. He had about 7 fake ass gold chains. You know those chains that have a bunch of diamonds?
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, looking like a gangster. And I'm like, listen, you look like a clown.
Speaking of clowns, so Celebrity Boxing is trying to make Lamar Odom versus Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe is a former heavyweight champ of the world. They're trying to make him versus Lamar Odom. Lamar Odom just beat Aaron Carter. Who do you think wins that fight, Hector Lombard?
I don't know. Oh, you know, I need to get Lamar's contact because, you know, he's tied with the Kardashians.
And then you want one of the Kardashians?
I might.
Oh, come on. Dude, they would.
Yeah, baby.
They wouldn't be able to handle you. Forget about it. I would actually
especially the one he had. You know, she had some booty, baby. Damn, she was big. She was buff.
Got it.
She was buff as fuck.
Well, Lamar is fighting with Tristan. Tristan kept cheating on Chloe. And then Lamar wrote, "You look hot." And then Tristan threatened Lamar. But Tristan was cheating. Like, if you're going to, like, it was crazy.
Hey, listen. I got to tell you something that nobody knows, okay? Because, I'm a very smart guy. Believe it or not.
Yep.
Smart motherfucker. I'm very smart. We live in on the Rome times. Rome is still dominating America, believe it or not. You take a look at the dollar bill, where, you know, they have, you know, in Roman New World Order, okay? It tell you, like, the Romans is still running the hood. They ran the hood in Europe for 2,500 years, okay? Okay? You listen to me?
I'm listening.
2,500 years, they rule Europe. They came here and they rule America, okay? They're still ruling America, okay? And what was the main thing in Rome? What was the main thing in Rome? What was? Bathtubs, sex and alcohol.
Yeah.
Rock and roll and party, baby. Sex all over. Orgy bars everywhere.
So you like this? Is it? Do you support this or no? I feel like you're.
No, I'm not. But I was just saying, like, this is what we're living.
Right. That's true. I mean, you can't argue with that. Billy's makes a lot of good points. This guy.
Have you ever seen the dollar bill, the eagle? You saw the same eagle. The same eagle is the eagle that the Romans had when they conquer countries.
Wow.
We're living in the Roman times, baby.
How much time
do
you spend on the internet at night on some of these like forums, on these like the dark web? How much time do you spend on this?
Say that again?
Nothing. Okay, so all right, now they're trying to get a final fight for Fedor. Bellator is asking.
Wait, Fedor?
Yes, Fedor. He wants to have another fight in Bellator. Bellator is trying to get people to pick the opponent. Josh Barnett wants to fight Fedor. And I think it's a good fight. It was supposed to happen in Affliction. Barnett's a guy that like has been around, tough guy. Obviously, Fedor's a tough guy. But there's another guy named Jake Hager who used to go by Jack Swagger in the WWE. That was.
Nah, I would give it to Josh.
Right?
Yeah, I would give it to Josh. And listen, I'm a fair guy. Okay, I don't care if you have a beef with you or whatever. At the end of the day, you have to live by the truth. Okay, if somebody's good and somebody is a good fighter, even if you hate the clown, you have to admit that the guy is a good fighter.
Yeah.
And if you hate a chick but she's pretty, she got booty and titties, you gotta say she's pretty. So, right?
True.
I truly believe like Josh Barnett deserved that fight, and Josh Barnett have a lot of history. He has a huge resume, and he's a legend.
Yeah.
So they should make that fucking fight with Josh Barnett and nobody else. This is my opinion, but I can't be wrong. Like always, I'm always wrong because I just say the truth.
Well,
I'm always wrong.
They're actually like not telling you who Fedor is fighting, but I agree it should be Josh Barnett, and I think whoever lands the first punch is going to win that fight. To be honest, hopefully
whatever it is, that fight will sell, and Bellator should be dumb fucked like they are to don't make that fucking fight happen.
What's that?
Hey Hector, if you were in Bellator, you could pick a fight. Who would you pick?
I would like Josh. I would like to. We need to sort this problem out.
So what happened? Okay, so Bill doesn't know. What happened was Josh and Hector got into a very legendary gym war.
No, he tried to bully me, and I don't get bullied by no man because my dad used to bully me.
And it was like legendary. I mean, hours of them fighting each other.
He tried to bully me. You don't say the truth, bro. Come on, man. Send me the truth. Tell me the truth. Try to bully me at the gym, and I don't get bullied by no man. Period.
Yeah.
I'd rather die.
I'm gonna say
I'd rather you kill me today.
All I'm saying
you're not getting bullied by no man. I don't care. You size of the truck. I don't care if you have the size of an elephant. I'm gonna come with a knife. I'm gonna come with guns. I'm gonna come with whatever. I'm gonna fuck you up. I'm telling you that.
The fact that Hector fought a 170 Hector Lombard fought a guy that's 250 at the gym, I mean, just shows you that, like, what he's saying. That he doesn't take shit from anybody. I mean, but
facts.
I mean, both amazing fighters. Both two guys, prime Hector Lombard, I think beats. I mean, when you fought Jake Shields, and Jake Shields is an amazing fighter, and what you did to him, I don't think there's a person on this planet that could have beaten you that night. I know there hasn't. There's nobody. I was good till
I went back with her again.
Yeah. And then Josh Barnett beat a prime Randy Couture. I mean, he beat Josh Barnett beat some of the best guys in the world. So the fact that you guys even
Josh Barnett is a legend. Yeah. And nobody can take that shit away from him. Nobody. And if you do, I probably will get mad at you because truth is the truth. And people need to realize, like, no matter what, always stick by the truth. It's the same way that I'm saying about politics, history, anything. Follow the truth. That's why I can care less, like I said to you, about Trump. I told you that for the fact. But for us, he was the best guy. And I can care less about politics because, all the politics that have done to me is harm my image, my you know, I don't know how many bank.
You got like another 50,000 followers. People love you for it. You got all these sponsors for it.
Dude, listen. The first time that I make a post about politics, that I post about Trump, that I was happy, I lost 50,000 followers at that time.
Whoa.
That's besides they blocked my account, they shadow ban my account, and they remove another account. The whole shit went fucking crazy. Only because I was saying that the guy could be good for us.
Yeah. No, I mean,
give the guy a chance.
He was the president. I mean, 50 million people voted for him, or 70 million people voted for him. Like it or not, he was the president. People liked him. You have to respect that.
Yeah.
You know, but the fact that people were like, "Not my president," is like, oh no, he was the guy that won. Like, and you have the guy who wins is the winner. You don't always like the winner. You don't have to like the winner, but you have to respect.
That is why I've been saying to a lot of people, I don't believe in any movement. I don't believe in Black Lives Matters. I don't believe in any movement. Any movement that is up there is being orchestrated by the owners of this world.
The Romans?
No, worse than that. You know, you're learning a little bit, but you're not learning a lot. I won't give you too much stitching because people are listening, they're learning. But any movement that is orchestrated by the owners of this world, I don't believe. And now we have another movement that I start getting a little bit worried about it. I really start getting a little bit worried about it. They have this movement that is a Cuban movement that is called Patria and Life. And I see they're getting a lot of traction.
What is it?
It's a movement that, you know, for Cubans, like, you know, they're doing it everywhere. And I'm like, okay, first of all, the person that is behind the movement used to be with the CIA in Cuba. It's basically the CIA. It's like the intelligence, right?
Yeah. So
he is the face of a movement that, you know, Cubans are embracing. And I'm like, I started getting a little bit worried. You know, like people need to really do a little bit of research. You know what I mean? They need to look a little bit deeper. Like what you just, you know, like you remember when Black Lives Matter, everybody support Black Lives Matter?
Yeah.
At the beginning?
Yep.
Ended up that they weren't doing not much for the Black community, right?
Well, I mean, some people say that they would, some people say they wouldn't. Depends on who you ask.
Exactly.
If you ask a white person, they'll say they did a lot for the Black community because we can't say otherwise.
Depends on who you ask. A lot of there was some things that were written in their thing of like disassemble the nuclear family or something that was a little strange. It had some strange things in there, but I think the overall mission obviously was to help Black people, and I obviously
listen. It sounds really good. Okay, It sounds really good because, you know, the name of it. But no, it's, you know, you gotta trace what really you're doing. No, then buying mentions and buying personal stuff and buying jewelry and buying a bunch of shit. What you did for the Black community is what matters. You know, I haven't seen anything.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on who you ask. Look, it all starts with the family. It starts with the family, man. You gotta like. It's like you go online and you see all these people yelling at each other and everyone hates each other. And then I go to the park and there's white people and Black people and Mexican people and everyone's having a good time. And then
all I'm saying is you're living in Rome times. Rome.
I feel like social media paints this picture and then you go in the real world and none of it.
Yeah, for sure. Everyone with a Southern accent hates Black people. Shocker.
I mean,
there are lots of people with Southern accents who like have Black kids and Black best friends.
A lot of Black people have Southern accents. I know, but it's just a thing where
listen.
I mean, I go.
Have you ever noticed? Have you ever noticed who was the people that always start with dividing and conquer?
Who?
Rome.
I'm not going to Rome.
Wasn't that Julius Caesar? Divide and conquer.
Was it really?
as long as you divide, you're conquering.
It's just crazy because me and Bill, we're at comedy clubs every night and everyone's laughing. Right. Every color, every race, every gender, every transgender, every he, she, everyone's having a good time. And then you go online and you're like, these people hate these people. I'm like, nope, they don't. Maybe I'm not seeing it. I mean, I'm just not. I've been all over the world. I've been all the way to. I've been in Wuhan, fucking China, doing stand-up comedy, and it was an amazing experience.
You know, it's funny that you mentioned China, right? You mentioned China, and these motherfucker Chinese are the biggest fucking hypocrites, racists, and fucking. You know, they have a bunch of Muslims in jail for just being Muslim.
Really?
They have a museum of black people. They have a museum of the black people. They all come and they pay. They have a museum of black people comparing black people with a monkey.
No.
Listen. And then I would never tell you a lie.
I'll tell you though.
You're my new hero, Hector.
When I was in Japan doing comedy for the military, I guess some military guys got into fights at some of the bars or something. They literally had a sign saying "No Americans, no white people."
Dude, they are the biggest. They are the biggest fucking dickheads I ever came across to. These motherfuckers, Chinese, and obviously. I cannot generalize a race because obviously you got good people and bad people.
Of course.
But majority are really fucked up, bro. Like, how can you fucking have a museum with black people in it, pictures of black people, actually mommies of fucking black people comparing to a monkey?
I had no idea that happened.
What?
And I'm not saying, and the bar, not all bars.
Look it up, baby. Look it up and send me a DM. Send me a DM when you look it up and you find out that it's true what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Wow.
I believe it.
Crazy. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right.
Imagine if you do that here.
I mean, fuck. A lot of things.
But now, what is the name of this? What is the name of this guy? The one that's he cut the steak. He cut the steak and he give you the little.
That guy, the
Turkish
Salt Bay,
right? He has a restaurant, right?
Yeah.
With Fidel Castro. He has, with Fidel Castro, and he has the huge picture of Fidel Castro in his restaurant. He's been in Venezuela cooking for Maduro. He loves dictators. The restaurant is in Miami. And I see a lot of people going to the restaurant and they don't care about, Mr. What is the name of him?
Salt Bay, that guy, the Salt Bay.
Mr. Salte, whatever it is. You know what? I need to fucking be on this motherfucker face because honestly, he loves dictators.
Wow. Wow. I'm learning a lot. Bill, are you learning a lot at this podcast?
Dude, Hector Lombard's my new hero.
Oh, thank you, bro. Just give me a follow. Send me a DM and I'll follow you back. Now, listen.
Yeah, I want to hear about that museum too, man. Jesus.
Look it up. You look it up online. Everything is online. Till so many people start doing researches and then out of nowhere it will disappear. But I'm pretty sure because nobody, haven't been talking about, it should be there. A bunch of fucking shit from black people and a bunch of stuff from monkeys comparing black people with monkeys. Only in China.
That's horrible. That's crazy. That's crazy.
China is fucked up. I mean, we gotta quit. We gotta quit acting like China is our friends.
Dude, when I was in China, I had the greatest time. They were so nice, and the crowds were amazing. But I think some of the
listen. Let me shock you a little bit more.
Go on.
China's been built by Rome.
China's the new Rome.
Hector,
No, they have been built by Rome, the real Rome.
All right, bare knuckle boxing. Hector, Blueface is fighting in bare knuckle boxing. The rapper Blueface. Have you heard about this?
Bro, I don't really follow too much the fucking
Bare knuckle.
how you call it? No, I follow bare knuckle, but I don't follow artists or hip hops. You know, that's not my interest.
Okay,
you know, I know most of them. I don't gotta generalize. Most of them have done fucks, and they ended up in nowhere. You know, they just lucky enough to meet the right guy, and they just get pumped, and they get big money. They get big money behind. As long as you're singing to incarcerate your own folks, or as long as you do shit that they want you to do, you'll be okay.
So when's your next fight?
I've been talking with I'm actually, as a matter of fact, I had a meeting with David. Take a look. But now listen, let me make you a little bit jealous, guys.
Oh, hell yeah.
What a beautiful day. What a beautiful day.
Is that Miami?
No, I'm in Fort Lauderdale now.
Ah,
wow.
All right.
I got to meet now with one of my brothers, John Gotti.
John Gotti, the fighter?
Yeah, you want to say hello to him?
Yeah.
Where's John?
By the pool.
All right, let's go.
Wait, John Gotti's grandson, the kid who's the fighter guy?
Yeah, that's one of my buddies. That's one of my brothers.
Wow.
We've talked about him on the podcast before.
Yeah, Phil Baroni wants to fight him.
Who?
Phil Baroni.
He wants to fight who?
John Gotti.
The kid?
Yeah, the kid.
Why he wants to do that, man?
He said he wants to fight him.
Because he says he's the king of New York, and there can only be one king of New York, and they can't compete.
He says he's the king of New York.
But
I'm not gonna bring it up. I'm not gonna. If it's gonna bother him, I don't want to mess with John Gotti.
Wait, bro. But no. But my question is, nobody gives a fuck about Phil Baroni anymore.
I care about Phil Baroni. I like Phil Baroni.
No, I care about him, like, as a guy. But I don't know, man. Like,
it might be a good fight for John Gotti. He beats a high-profile guy that used to be a big name. He's also still a big name in some circles, and it might be a good fight for him. I mean, Phil's got power.
You're gonna compare John Gotti with Phil Baroni, bro.
Well, I mean, Phil Baroni's accomplished a lot more in the sport so far. John Gotti's on his way up. John Gotti could one day, but Phil Baroni, has one of the greatest knockouts ever over Dave Monet. He has great fights with Matt Lindland. He's beaten a lot of good guys.
You're right in that part. In that, you're probably right.
He just keeps calling out John Gotti.
But
John
Gotti's my family, bro. So I cannot say anything.
I'm not fucking with anybody opposed to. I'm from Long Island, and John Gotti was a very big part of Long Island and New York, and it seems like I remember watching Growing Up Gotti. It was a great show, actually, back in the day, and I've been following John Gotti's fights. I think he's like 5-1, right, or 6-1. He's a really good fighter.
Is he amateur or is he pro now?
He's pro. He's fought on Fight Pass.
He's a pro. Yeah.
The last fight, he actually he lost his last fight, but he showed a ton of heart, and it was close.
Yeah, but he was sick that day.
He actually he gained a lot of respect from people because
he was sick.
He got tested. I think he passed the test, to be honest.
No, but he was sick, bro.
He was sick. Got it. Is this John Gotti's house? Where are you?
Hotel, right?
Yeah, that's one. Wait, hold on. I'm just gonna go and see. All right, it might come.
Hey, Hector, if I follow you on Instagram, will you send me those links? And also, can you send me one of your side pieces? I don't think you got that. All right.
He got it. I think you heard it. I think John Gotti canceled the rest. John Gotti canceled the rest of the podcast. I think there was too much.
Because I'm in the elevator. Where's the pool?
Two more.
One more?
Yeah, John Gotti. I mean, he's got all the. He's got Good wrestler. He works really hard. Obviously, he's got a target on his back because, you know, people don't want to say that, you know, he's also young in the sport, but that fight's going to get a lot. It's hard for him because it's like anybody else that has a name, you know? And a lot of times people then they go, oh, they say that.
This is nice. Take a look.
Damn. Is this where he lives? What the fuck? I don't even know what's going on. Are you on an art show?
Like, hey, I like this guy. Who is this guy, bro?
Bill Dawes.
Bro, listen, this guy is a very genuine guy.
He left his phone. Yeah.
Agree with them.
He's one of the best. Mayhem was supposed to be on the podcast today.
I like this guy, dude. I like this guy.
Good, because a lot of times you don't like our co-hosts, and then they are scared to come back on the show. So it's actually nice that you're there. So wait, so John Gotti the third, right? This is John Gotti the third. Why do I feel like I'm in a movie or something? Bill, what's going on? Talk to me.
I don't know, but I have a feeling a party's about to break out wherever he is.
Where did Hector go? Dude, how funny is Hector Lombard, by the way?
Dude, I love him. Best.
He's like, I don't know if we're going to get canceled.
There's no pretext. There's no pretext. It's like, yo, dude,
look at that pool. Like,
Jesus Christ. I hear women there already.
Bro.
Oh.
Let's go.
Wow. Oh, my God. So John Gotti's just hanging out by the pool in Miami on a Thursday at 4:05.
We're back to Rome.
With Hector Lombard.
We're back in Rome.
There's probably Italian girls everywhere. I'm sure they love.
Wait.
It's a hotel, right?
There he is.
Wait. Say hello to my boy. Hey, how are you?
Hey, how are you doing?
How's everything going? Okay?
Good. Oh, is this John Gotti?
I am. Oscosis.
Yes.
What are you talking about?
Yes.
I'm going to teach you how to fight right now.
Yeah, big fan.
True. My family?
I know. Nice.
And me. I'm part of the family.
You are part
yeah.
That's good.
How are you? Peter. My daughter Nicolene. Oh.
How are you?
My daughter Gianna. How are you? My wife. My daughter. Hola. Good. Yeah, I got one myself.
All right.
So listen.
Yes.
But I'm just getting over.
Have a great rest of the week. You're the best. I can take care.
See you, man.
Love you. I gotta enjoy now my friends.
Have a good time.
Yeah, buddy. Enjoy.
Have a good time.
We're gonna have you in your show.
Oh, I love that. Anytime. All right, that was Hector Lombard.
That guy's great, man. I love him.
I thought he was younger. I think that's a different guy that I'm thinking of.
What? There's three, right? There's two, and then there's three.
Yeah, that wasn't the fighter, I don't think. That fighter looked like he was.
He looked a little old.
Yeah. The fighter was younger. So Mayhem left his phone in Palm Springs. So that's why he has not been on the podcast today. I just talked to him.
Is that code for relapse?
No. I just talked to his girlfriend. He's in Palm Springs. He left his phone there, and it's her fault. So he's training right now. I was wondering why he hadn't got back to me. But yeah, that's crazy.
On the show.
What was that?
How often have you had Hector Lombard on the show?
We have him on like once every. I mean, he'll just randomly text me going, "I want to come on this week," and then he's one of a kind. I hope we don't get canceled now.
Why would you?
Because I don't know, some of the things.
He's talking. You have to give people a forum to talk. You didn't say I agree. It's those Jews or anything.
Of course. Yeah, and listen, Hector's entitled to his opinion. That's what makes this country great. And Hector also, he's been through it, man. I mean, he's the real deal. Like he grew up in Cuba under Fidel Castro and escaped Cuba and
under communism. Yeah,
and became a very, very successful fighter. And now he's the bare knuckle champion. And he's obviously got some interesting people around him.
Yeah. Most Cuban expats are pro-Trump. Most of them are.
Yeah.
They really are.
Yeah, I mean, because they don't want to go back to Cuba. Although I think it's a long leap. But listen, I don't feel like getting people fucking writing me, 7 pages fucking emails. I'm not going to read them. Or I probably will read them. And then my wife's going to be like, what? You don't focus on me. You're focusing on this. So I don't have to, I appreciate it. You know, I'm not as versed as politics as maybe I should be. I'm trying to be actually more into my own fucking life person.
It's better. There's no point in getting into politics. There really isn't, because all you're going to have is half the people hate you, half the people love you, and then you're just in an echo chamber. And the more you know, it's like the less you know. You know what I mean? Like, it's a Pandora's box. It's
also like, you know, I mean, I see people that are like fuming about, like, let's say transgenders in female sports, right? Which say what you want about it. I'm not gonna, but I'm just like, bro, you know, you have $9 in the bank. Like, your wife just left you. Like your kid won't talk to you. Like, I mean, you got other shit you got to deal with right now. I think this is a distraction from what you're actually, and I fall into that too. I get into these fucking micro chambers of, or whatever, echo chambers of things, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I got real fucking problems. I got a mortgage to pay. I don't have time to deal with this fucking, nonsense, you know?
Yeah.
That's
why it's fun to look at conspiracy theories, because then you think it's just all a funny game and you can like smoke weed and pontificate. But when you're really serious about politics and policy and shit, that's just like, ugh, it's the worst. Yeah. I'd rather talk about the Romans.
Well, you know how much money's in it too. All the money, and people just buying people's opinions and fucking leveraging it and this and that. It's just, I like to know about it. It's interesting. It's fun. Yada yada. But at the end of the day, it's like, I know so many people that left LA. Comics like, I'm leaving LA. These fucking liberals, and now they're calling me back. They're like, I miss LA. Like, how's comedy?
Rooms? Do you have a place in your house?
Yeah, that's really what's going on. I know friends that left LA. Fuck this place. Fuck these socialists. And now they're in Ohio. And they're like, hey man, any place that I could open for you? I actually hate my job. Why the fuck did you leave? Like, bro. Like, what were you thinking? I mean.
Yeah, no, for sure. Like, because I'm whatever, my situation. But like, I was in LA for a week last week, and if you go to LA, you're going to be like, why the fuck would you be anywhere else, really?
Well, look, there's a huge homeless problem, and, there's a lot of stuff going on, but at the end of the day, like, it kind of is right now the epicenter of show business. I mean, New York and LA.
And also, what big city doesn't have a homeless problem? Other than, like, another city in another country where they put people in jails.
Not only that, but, like, the homeless people are pretty much trained to not fuck with you.
Yeah.
Because if they do, they'll get arrested or whatever. So, when I lived in New York back in the day, the squeegee guys, a guy with a fucking squeegee just starts going onto your car, and then you
didn't have a car. He starts squeegeeing you. You're like, what the fuck?
And then Giuliani, I think, came and, like, people, like, laugh about Giuliani and say he's a laughingstock. When it comes to, like, cleaning up New York, when I was growing up, I could walk on 8th Avenue. I mean, just heroin needles, prostitutes. It was crazy. It really was. And then Giuliani came in and he made all these rules that, like, if you were a strip club, you couldn't be within 100 feet within a school, and they cleaned up. And then he took on the mob, kind of won in a lot of ways, and made 8th Avenue and New York a lot nicer. Now, granted, he had a lot of terrible policies, yada, 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 but he did a lot of good for New York too.
Absolutely. I hate those people who are like, oh, it was so much better when, like, you walked outside your apartment and there's a guy wearing a diaper who shot you in the face. That's New York I used to like. It's like, fuck you. It's better, safer.
Any place is better, safer. Okay? Yeah. Any place is better, safer. I mean, I don't know. It just, it's crazy though. It's crazy. I don't know what I'm talking about right now, but it's Hector Lombard had me going in 20 different fucking directions. So Mayhem.
By the way, I'm going to DM him. I'm going to be like, send me that museum link you're talking about.
That's crazy. I don't know if that's, I don't know. I have to see that for myself too. Some of these things I feel like are, look, and I'm like I said, when I was in Japan, I was at the bar and they had this thing saying Americans not allowed because military guys are getting into fights, and you couldn't have that here. Obviously, that's not every fucking bar. I did notice that, like, Asian racism towards each other was insane. Whereas Japanese, fucking hated the Koreans. Not all of them, but enough where you were like, whoa. Like if you if you called like a Japanese person Korean or said, you know, konnichiwa instead of konnichiwa, they were fucking pissed. And
Japanese and Chinese? Oh my God.
It was crazy. Like there was a comic the other day that was like, we need to stop Asian hate. You know who hates Asians the most? Asians. And he went through the whole history, and it was brilliant. If he would have tweeted it, he would have been fired. But, you know, it is what it is. Listen, Bill, you're the best. Hope you have a great week. Thank you, Hector Lombard. And I'll talk to you soon, brother.
You get the best guest, man. I love it.
Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.